Muy buenas friqueros y friqueras, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estáis? Y bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo en el que vamos a reaccionar a otro top de Watch Mojo y en este caso vamos a reaccionar a su top 10 mejores videojuegos de 2023. Vamos a ver qué juegos han metido en su lista de este año pasado y vamos a comparar como siempre su top con el nuestro propio, ¿no? Y vamos a estar ahí, vamos a ver si coincidimos, ¿no? Con los juegos que vayan a meter ahí y a lo mejor incluso se dejan algunos, ¿no? Como siempre hacen y, pues bueno, al final, antes de mostrar el top 1 de su lista, pues hacen menciones, pues a algunos juegos, ¿no? Que se han quedado fuera, pero sí que merecen la pena destacar, ¿no? En mi caso ya os adelanto de que seguramente la gran mayoría o casi todos los juegos que aparezcan en este top, pues no los habré jugado hasta ahora, así que, pues, obviamente los jugaré pues en un momento posterior o del futuro, así que pues ya veremos cuándo, ¿no? Pero bueno, sobre todo va para vosotros también, para que en los comentarios dejáis vuestras listas, ¿no? Eso ya también lo pido antes de despedirme del vídeo, así que pues si queréis ya ir poniéndolas e ir comparándolas con, en este caso, con lo que veis de este vídeo, ¿no? Así que venga, vamos con esta nueva reacción, pero antes, como siempre, si queréis apoyar este contenido, dejad vuestro like, suscribiros al canal en sí si no lo habéis hecho ya, activar la campanita de notificaciones para no perderos ningún vídeo. Ya en la descripción os dejaré, como siempre, mis redes sociales y los enlaces de los últimos vídeos que tengo subidos en el canal para que le echéis un vistacillo a lo último que he estado subiendo. Muchas gracias por vuestro apoyo, como siempre, así que sin más dilación le damos en 3, 2, 1, play.
Link, you must find me.
Welcome to Watch
Bueno,
Mojo,
ya
and
vemos
today
aquí ya
we're counting down our
adelantos.
picks for the greatest video games to be released over the past year.
Still angry after all these years, Marco? You should try yoga!
Number 10, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, top 10. Muy bien valorado, ¿eh?
You can always count on FromSoft. Resurrecting their other long-standing franchise, Armored Core promised giant robots shooting the bejesus out of each other, and will be damned if they didn't deliver in spades.
Eso también lo quiero jugar.
The amount of customization, the thrill of the firefights, the absurd scope of its mechanical bosses, it's certainly a trial by fire that will test your patience and willingness to change loadouts on the fly. But it's still a blast to play, once again proving that From Software are so much more than just all things Soulsborne.
Retreat! Open the partition!
Number 9, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
El Survivor.
While it certainly had a rough start, there's no denying that Cal Kestis' second outing was a worthy follow-up to Fallen Order's fantastic foundation. With a narrative that dove into Cal's desperation against the Empire, a massive hub world, and a total refinement of lightsaber combat, slicing through stormtroopers has never been so much fun. Where they go from here is up in the air, but we're all secretly hoping we'll get the chance to further explore Cal's willingness to embrace the dark side moving forward. Also, rest in peace to Rick the Door Technician. What a legend. Number 8, Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush.
This thing came out of nowhere and blew everyone away on arrival. One of the most successful shadow drops in gaming history, Hi-Fi Rush was the perfect marriage of Devil May Cry and an anime rhythm game, one populated with banging tracks, a slick animation design, and a hilarious cast that will keep you constantly entertained as you riff your way through colorful stages.
Is that a weapon?
I don't think so.
I think he's resisting.
Wait, what?
Even if you're tone deaf and can't keep a beat to save your life, the fun Chai and others bring to the table is too good to pass up. Number 7, Final Fantasy XVI.
Focus, Wyvern.
No sé si vosotros pondríais este juego en la lista, pero
Yoshi P just does not miss. Taking the beloved lore, giant monsters,
Final
and
Fantasy
world building the
XVI.
franchise is famous for, and containing it within a framework akin to a Song of Ice and Fire, the result turned out to be a Final Fantasy like no other. While a few found the switch to full-on action too much of a leap from the series' turn-based roots, Clive's story of vengeance nonetheless reached new heights in terms of what a Final Fantasy game can offer, whether they be quiet moments of character exploration or cinematic boss battles that might just be some of modern gaming's best.
joder.
All the while, Soken continues to prove how much of a god he is with a soundtrack that can proudly stand up there with Uematsu's classics. Number 6, Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2, tenía que estar, ¿eh?
You think you know meta? You think you know just how outside the box a game can be? Well, hold on to your britches because Sam Lake is here to show you that you've seen nothing yet. Not only is the sequel everything fans of the original could want in terms of its own brand of survival horror, but Remedy have crafted a game that breaks down nearly every convention when it comes to blending genres, reaching well past the fourth wall, and incorporated live action in the wildest of ways. It's one hell of a mind trip that needs to be experienced, if only for that dance sequence.
There was a manuscript that held the key. A vicious cycle I must not surrender.
Esta parte ha sido muy comentada, ¿eh?
Number 5, Spider-Man 2.
Top 5.
We really didn't think Insomniac could pull it off, but once again, they outdid themselves with what just might be the best Spider-Man to date. Swinging across New York has never felt better, with traversal polished to perfection. Same with combat, allowing for downright brutal combinations as both Spider-Man can utilize their own unique movesets. As for its story, pacing issues aside, the combination of Kraven's last hunt, the rise of Venom, Peter's fracturing relationships, as well as Miles' identity crisis all lent themselves to an explosion of emotional payoffs that had us reeling. We can't wait for the closing chapter to round out the trilogy. Let's just hope they scrap Miles' Adidas costume by that point.
Can't let us binge me again.
Number 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
El Wonder.
Oh, so exciting.
For those wondering if Mario's 2D glory days were long behind him, have no fear because this return to form is downright spectacular. The creativity in each level is awe-inspiring. The amount of collectibles and challenges will have you constantly diving back in, while the new Wonder Seed mechanic changes everything up by altering the environment into a fever dream that Mario has to navigate to reach the goal. It's a brilliant platformer and potentially the start of the plumber's second renaissance in the 2D scene. Number 3, Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4 Remake.
While the remake of Resident Evil 2 catapulted Capcom back on top, what they did with their reimagining of the fourth mainline entry has cemented them as the king of modern gaming. Taking such a pinnacle title and sprucing up the graphics is one thing, but to remake it into one of the best survival horror games of the last century is something else.
Please do continue.
Graphically, it's incredible. The gameplay is beyond satisfying, while the new mechanics such as pairing seamlessly slide into place. And yes, Leon and his hair have never looked more dazzling. It's everything you could want in an RE game and is an absolute must-play for hardcore fans and newcomers alike. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom, número 2. Pues ya sabemos el 1 entonces.
Breath of the Wild was a landmark event in gaming,
Dámelo para
and one that
Mojo.
sent Link and his franchise soaring to new heights. So how could a sequel match the impact of the original? By doubling down on what made it great and adding features that we didn't know we needed. Hyrule has never been so vast, with the Sky Islands and depths now adding verticality to the exploration. While the ability to fuse and create transportation, along with the means to torture Koroks, adds another layer to player agency and imagination. The sheer density of what is on offer here has made it the jewel in Nintendo's crown, and that's no small feat. Before we reveal our number 1 pick,
Vale, las
here are a
menciones,
few
a ver.
honorable mentions. Dredge. Sea of Stars.
Sea of Stars.
Street Fighter 6. Dave the Diver. Starfield. Before we continue, be
Meteréis
sure to
también al
subscribe to our
Starfield en
channel
esa,
and
bueno.
ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Ya
You have
depende,
the
¿no? A lo
option
mejor
to
lo
be
metéis
notified
incluso
for
en
occasional
el top
videos
10, ¿no?
or all
Pero
of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1.
Número 1.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Ya saliendo el 2. Estaba claro, ¿no?
Larian Studios didn't just create a great fantasy RPG, they created the fantasy RPG. Using the lore and tabletop system of Dungeons & Dragons as a bedrock, they crafted a game so intricately layered that it's honestly mind-boggling. The sheer amount of choices and customization on display here is ungodly, with branching paths for literally every encounter and every class. They are as numerous as they are intricate, rewarding, and painstakingly thought out.
Listen, you look like you know how to handle yourself. You should meet my associates.
Words truly can't do justice to what's on offer here. The narrative will have you gripped, the characters and their respective performances are god tier, and above all else, it will have you wishing to dive even deeper into its beautifully macabre world, either alone or with friends in co-op. Now if you'll excuse us, we have to go start up our Dark Urge playthroughs. Which of this year's entries do you consider the true GOAT? Let us know in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out.
Bueno, pues ya hemos terminado de reaccionar a este top 10 mejores juegos de 2023 para Watch Mojo. Y bueno, pues al final han puesto en el número 1 a Baldur's Gate 3, el GOTY del año pasado, y seguido del Tears of the Kingdom, que al final, tanto uno como el otro, pues han sido los dos juegos más o mejor valorados de este año pasado, así que tienen que estar como mínimo en el top 3. Así que bueno, yo en este caso, yo creo que lo único que he jugado ha sido el Spider-Man 2 de ese top, así que pues en este caso tengo muchos juegos pendientes, eso ya está clarísimo. Pero bueno, en este caso, como ya he dicho al principio del vídeo, pues ya sabiendo el top 10 de Watch Mojo, pues en este caso poned en los comentarios vuestras listas y compararlas con la de Watch Mojo. Yo en este caso, como digo, solamente puedo aportar el top 5, ¿no? Bueno, el puesto número 5, el Spider-Man 2, así que tampoco puedo poner una lista como tal. Pero bueno, en este caso, dejadme en los comentarios vuestros juegos favoritos de este año pasado. Y si os ha gustado el vídeo, dejad un buen like, suscribiros al canal en sí si no lo habéis hecho ya, activad la campanita de notificaciones y en la descripción os dejaré, como siempre, mis redes sociales y los últimos vídeos que tengo subidos en el canal. Muchas gracias por vuestro apoyo. Hasta la próxima.